YouTube, this isn't exactly an event, but I put elixirs on a guitar again for the first time in about 10 years. The strings just last longer, so here's my RG530BP. I'm about to do one of the up-close videos on it. I thought, no, I'll play it. Stretch the strings in, and I might as well hit the record as well. Yeah, so bridge pickup single coil. Why are we distorted? Just because the pickups are that powerful, I think. Both. Neck pickup single coil. Rat pedal. Both pick up single coil rat pedal. Bridge single coil still. So I'm noticing the strings are feeling a little bit on the rubbery. Sounds like they're bendy, not rubbery, but they do have a different texture to them. One of the things you always hear about elixir strings is they don't sound as good when you put them on immediately, but after a couple of days they stay the same, whereas other strings go down. I always thought it was a bit of an advantage, well, see, because they've got the rubber coating on them for tuning stability. Not necessarily in this guitar because it's clamped, so, but like if you're moving through the nut, because they're kind of rubber coated, they fit through the nut a little bit better, therefore stay in tune a little bit better. Now in bucker mode, so bridge humbucker. Neck. So this is actually an Ibanez RG. This be what you would normally think an Ibanez RG would look like. So basically, it did evolve. If you compare this to the Roadster, the red one up there, I'm trying to dig out, see where it came from. Although this guitar is from the same year. So this is an 86 as well. But this model you could get earlier. This came out in 83 or 84, so as kind of like a continuation of the Blazer, where they kind of, this is the Alan Holdsworth made a guitar, which is basically this. So it's got like a sleeker, round, smaller body than like a Strat. It's a sports Strat, so you've got an upgraded bridge. It's got like a 2-point bridge. It's got humbucker, HSS, and a coil split in it as well. And this headstock. So this being the 86 one, you can get it in 84 or 85, but it's got a maple fingerboard. I think it's pretty much exactly the same guitar. Whereas this one came out. No, there's also a version of this you can get, but the difference with the 86 was that was the year that they got the the first year they had Ibanez had Floyd Roses. I think you couldn't license a Floyd Rose until 1986. So this has got an Ibanez Edge, which I'll show you in the up close. There's no point really showing you just now, but yeah. So this is obviously the more deluxe model. This is a 530. That's a 140. The 40 probably applies to being HSS, and the 30 probably means 2 humbuckers. So there's probably a 130 that's 2 humbuckers, probably, maybe. It'll probably make sense. Not quite as good as Yamaha's system, where they've got like a 3-2-1, which is 3, being the 3 series, 2 humbuckers and a single coil. Or 3-1-2, 1 humbucker and 2 single coils. Is that how it works? Yeah, it's humbuckers first, because I've got an AEX 520, which is 2 mini humbuckers. So the 5 is the 500 series, and then 2 humbuckers and 0 single coils. If it had the P90 one, would be a 502, because it's got 2 single coils. All up to scratch, and BP being black pearl, so it even says it's still got the sticker. All the original Ibanez have a sticker at the back that says what model number it is, but that obviously comes off a lot. Not on all of them. So just like a modern, getting towards a more modern guitar. 1986. This must have been pretty futuristic. So we've still got the wee slight hook that Ibanez have, which actually the Corker kind of has as well. It's meant to be like a salmon or something like that. So it's not round. All the Ibanez, the Blazers and stuff. It's not just rounded like the Strats. Get a wee bit of a hook going on. This is black. As it says, it's the Japanese pearl white finish, but with the black bit in the middle. Hence black pearl. Should really have worked out how to play Pirates of the Caribbean. That's his ship in it, the black pearl. But it's just like if someone says black pearl, you assume the guitar's going to be black, which it isn't. You can't really see it here, but it's actually a sort of green colour. And if you get the angle right, you can see it's got a maple veneer on the top, like a flayed maple veneer. But the guitar is white, or pearl white, hence pearl white. Yes, so I do love this guitar very much. I've seen another couple. Somebody I did actually get offered. It comes in other colours. I got offered the guy. Where was he? He was a Roadster collector and didn't have this colour. And he was in Norway or something like that, and he made guitars, so he offered me a black one of these, which was just basically exactly the same guitar, but black with possibly a red binding. I can't remember. There's a black one or a white binding. There's a black, it came in black. Gary Moore's one was black. He offered me that to pay for all the shipping and to give me a guitar that he built of my choice from his range of guitars to swap for this one. So basically swapping exactly the same guitar, plus paying the 2-way shipping for sending me 2 guitars, one exactly the same as this but black in a different colour, and one, it was a Strat and a Telly that he'd made himself. So it was like, so it must be worth a lot of money. Maybe. To the right person, I don't know. But more importantly, this is the difference between this and the RG which Steve Vai designed a bit later, or the year after this, was this has got a Strat neck on it, very much so. That's got a Wizard neck, which is wider and thinner and for shredding. This is very much more, although it's got appointments which make it more of a shreddy type guitar, it feels like a Strat. It does this, it feels like a really good Japanese Strat, because kind of that's what it is. But it's one of those ones that I don't know if it's sold very well, or otherwise I would have kept doing this finish. A wee bit like is it Antigua? They do. I should really be just playing and not talking. I'll try and keep this video down a little bit. So the mod I made on this, which I always talk about with this guitar, is because it's still sitting there. This is which I should probably sell. One of the push pots in it. See, the thing is, see when you push the push in, it looks the same when it's in and when it's out. It returns to the same position. Whereas I want the modern ones. I saw one a minute ago. Where is it there? So if you look at like a pen, it's down and then you push it in and it stays down. See? I'll put it in front of my arm, you can see it. So you can tell that that button is in, and then when you push it again, it pops up higher. Like that, see? That's what modern push-pulls do. That's what I put in this, actually. Does that, you can see it in this one. See, you can see looking at that, that is coil split. Now when you push it down, it's lower. Whereas it was one of the things that used to always annoy me about this guitar. Having that, I didn't actually put pushes in, I put in push-pulls. So mine, you just pull them up to turn, you know, the neck or the bridge into single coil. Which I should probably have done in the up close video rather than this is the playing video. This is a difficult thing to do. And I used to, my favourite sound on my Schecter Strat telly was always, so there's both pickups on. If you put the bridge to a single coil, which you probably notice more when it's not the distortion on, it kind of gives you. It's one of those things. I would normally put in a dual coil split, which basically just splits both the pickups into the thing. The Corker doesn't actually do this. You can't get like a humbucker and a single coil. You're either all single coil or all humbuckers. But there's it, both on humbuckers, and then there's where the bridge is a single coil. It's got more dimension. I think I might actually hike the strap up just a little bit. This is why I prefer straps that are adjustable. Just sometimes you just, I don't know, maybe I just get fatter or thinner or whatever it is that happens, but sometimes you get to the right point. Maybe it looks too high now. It's definitely got a feel of a guitar that's like ready for action. Whoa! It's like you put it on and it's like, here we go. Whoa! It's like it's ready. You don't get with all guitar. You don't get it with a Les Paul. With a Les Paul, you get, oh, this is a big weight. This is like a pure, here we go. Actually, noticing, I've never really noticed this before, but slight downside of it, the fingerboard. Oh, that as well. It's got a barrel jack. I hate a barrel jack. I was actually going to look and see whether. I don't think this does. No, that's how you want a jack socket. It's got a plate with a jack socket, which means that if the jack breaks or at a gig or something, you can take it to bits and bend it with pliers and make the bastard work. Whereas, I think that there's too many things on top of this. Can I get it out? Come on, left. I've got so far. There we go. Paul Gilbert, you bastard. I don't like the. I mean, in use, it doesn't really make any difference. I just don't like the way that once they start going a little bit intermittent, you know, jack sockets, generally you can clean it with switch cleaner, go in and you can sandpaper the contacts and bend the wee arm bit in, which you can't do with a barrel jack. Basically, once the barrel jack's gone, you buy another barrel jack. So, I don't like that. Also, the fingerboard is very, very thin. If you can see, it's like a wee slither of wood around the edge. It's not like a thick board, it's really thin. So the dots, the fret dots on the end are very small as well. They're well placed, but they're very small. So it's kind of like a little bit of like, oh, that's like, you know, when you're looking down to see where you are, it's a wee bit harder. But the reason I'm putting elixirs on this is I don't want this to be not playable anymore. There are certain guitars that I always want to have, so they're always on the wall in here, and I've always got that guitar. This is one of them. I want elixirs on this. I want elixirs on the red one. I want elixirs on these two. I probably want elixir. Yeah, can't afford it. Don't have money. Maybe sell a guitar and just use all the proceeds to buy strings for some of the other guitars. Good idea. I've not actually played this since I learnt my new thing. I never got to the point of being able to go, which I thought I would be able to do. Because I'm not really that interested in doing that, but I just find that having that pattern, it's just giving me so much more options whatever note I'm on. I think it's maybe a bit more moving strings, a little bit more being less stuck on moving strings. I'm tempted, because I'm doing that. I kind of maybe just know the scale a little bit better, like the note, not where they are, but in my head, that kind of thing. So once you run out of strings to check, you just have to go up the one string. You know what I mean? Actually using the 24th fret there, which nobody ever uses, 24th fret in that string. There you go, no one ever uses that. So I mean, high fret access is maybe not brilliant at the 24th fret on the low E, but it's great up here. It's really easy guitar to play. But I mean, I think this could have been the last great Ibanez, I think, if it wasn't for Mr. Vi, because I was actually reading a book there about Steve Vai. Once he got famous, he was using a guitar. I think he was playing with Dave Lee Roth, Billy Sheehan, and Greg Bissonette. What a band, though! What a band. Maybe without the Dave Lee Roth's funny and all that. I watched the video for Yankee Rose a couple of weeks ago, and really, the musicianship is fantastic all the way through. It's so many amazing wee riffs and rhythms and all that stuff, and it's just Dave Lee Roth is maybe a little bit, I could, love him or hate him type thing. I think he's a clever man. He's very funny. He did a video where he was trying Iron Brew for the first time. Then now, maybe about a couple of years ago, and the guy, he's just mental. It's like, oh, I see there, my Iron Brew, and it was like his Scottish accent was actually pretty damn good, which I find sort of respect. I mean, obviously it was taking the piss, but it sounded Scottish, which is great. I mean, I've noticed when I was in America, folk are trying to do. I was like, I could do a Scottish accent, and it was like pure, me all right there, me lovely, and you're like, what? It's like sort of Cockney Irish as well. You're like, there's a difference. Whereas at least Dave Lee Roth's one was, I've met lots of Scottish people, therefore I can take the piss out of them because I know it better. Rather than being this sort of, yeah, is that an English accent? You know, no. Quite a difference. Mind you, that's just ignorance. I'm the same. I could probably tell you a Texas accent and maybe a little bit of Pennsylvania, seeing as I've been there, New Yorky sort of thing. But I mean, I don't. You know, I suppose it's the same with anything. Whatever you're into. So this is one of the guitars that would be last. One of the first ones if there was a fire. Look at that way. And when it's one of those ones, do you need any more guitars? You just need this one. Pretty much. Because it's got that... it's certainly unusual enough. I would use this at gigs. Have I gigged it? No, I gigged the West Tone Raider. And I gigged that red one. I didn't gig this one. I should have. There's an element of me, it's like, although the Floyd Rose, this is a Floyd Rose I trust. I, for many years, didn't think it was possible to trust a Floyd Rose until I got it was a Washburn G15 that had a Floyd Rose that worked. It's like, oh my god, these things can work. Because every guitar I've ever had's always been a flipping nightmare. It doesn't stay in tune and all that stuff. But actually, if you get one that's decent quality and it's set up properly, it does work. But I would still have a slight issue with... if for whatever reason something gets bashed or something, you need an Allen key. So I haven't fitted it yet, but I've got a couple of those wee holder things. I used to get it, and I don't think I ever got it in expensive because I used to get it in Marlin Sidewinders and stuff, where it had a wee holder thing with a screw that took the two Allen keys you need to actually do any adjustments. It's just the terror of getting to a rehearsal and not having the Allen keys, so your E string's out and there's nothing you can do about it. And there's, it's like, I suppose I've got that wee Leatherman pliers things on my car keys, which I would always have on me. So with these, you could actually use the pliers to grip the outsides and undo them. But just this guitar is amazing. it's a 9.5 out of 10 because you can't have 10 out of 10 if you've got a barrel jack. So, and it's quite difficult to get a 9 out of 10 guitar. I've got half a dozen 9 out of 10s, and I'm looking at like a 6 out of 10 is giggable. I don't know. I suppose for me, this is, I bought this, I didn't know anything about Roadsters or any of that stuff. I just thought the colour was totally cool. It wasn't expensive. Well, it wasn't cheap, but I mean, it wasn't. Still, again, cost less than a new Spare Classic Vibe. And okay, this doesn't look like Jimi Hendrix's Strat, but Jimi Hendrix would have played this if it had existed at the time. Pretty sure. What, Floyd Rose? Think so. Splittable pickups. Incidentally, if you've got these pickups, they say Ibanez on them, and they're just called Ibanez pickups. I don't know, they're ones that are standard in it, but they've got kind of like a wee, is it raised or just printed on? It's a wee bit raised, where it says Ibanez in the bottom right-hand corner. If anyone's got a set of them, my pal who's looking for them, give me a shout. Because he's got the, I've done a video of it, he's got a purple RS440, I think. So it's a couple of years older than this. It doesn't have the pre-Floyd Rose, and it's the sort of it's like rounded, you know, as in rounded. No, it doesn't have the sharp edge in the binding. But he ripped the pickups out and put them in and put Seymour Duncan's or something in it 30 years ago, and always regretted doing it. Because these pickups are stunners. I mean, well, that's it sitting running in single coil. It just sounds fantastic. This is, I've also mentioned this every time I ever mention this, out in the fields with Gary Moore. He played this guitar. His was just black though, so not as good. But it specifically said what kind of pickups are you using, and in the interview he definitely says, oh, they're kind of modern ones. They look like EMGs. They've got no poles, but they're just the stock Ibanez ones. Are great. Is something like that. It was a written interview. It wasn't like a spoken word thing or a video, and I just can't find it since then. Where he's talking about what guitar he used for out in the fields. And maybe a little bit of getting used to, because it's volume for the neck, volume for the bridge. But just it makes sense to me. It just takes about 5 minutes to get used to every time you're jamming. It's like, oh, not that one. I suppose I could dial down the neck. That's something one of the reasons I've not put anything else in, any switching into my Les Paul is I'm going to try and, rather than just have lots of different options, the idea of having like 2 volume controls so you can blend the two together, I find interest. There's probably things to be had in there. So, bridge pickup, and you dial in the neck. There, see? Wrong note. I need to spend more time playing the guitar. So it comes down to it, you're looking at all the elements that make up a guitar. It's not just the pickups, it's not just the strings, it's not just the neck, it's not just what it's made of, it's not just how it's built. It's all of those things put together, and depending on how you like it, therefore how you play it. Like this to me is feeling very precise. Any mistake, it'll show up. Very dynamic as well. Try using the actual drive channel on my amp. I'm on the drive channel, so there's nothing I can do about it. This was only meant to be 10 minutes long. Sorry, I'm enjoying this guitar just too much. So rock on, and I'm going to about to do the video where it's going to be like just the up close of this, so you can actually see the. Well, I'll wipe the fingerprints off it before that video. Stunning guitar, always been one of my favourites. Having so many guitars, the tendency is to fix it up, put strings on it, play it amazing for 2 days, and then kind of forget about it because something else takes over, and then it's 6 months down the line and the strings aren't very good anymore. I just feel like when you've got a guitar where the strings, especially like a really nice guitar, when it's got shitty strings on it, just kind of. So hopefully these elixirs will last a couple of years, and I'll always have this guitar ready for anything. Rock on, like and subscribe. Catch you later.